Welcome back to Track Talk here on Sports Radio 810 WHB and RBN, the RacinBoys Broadcasting Network. Again, live from the McCarthy Auto Group Studios. He's Kirk, I'm Scott, and joining us now is Austin Cindric, who is had a great run last weekend, finished in second. Man, what a great run, Austin, last weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
So talk about it, man. That's the best finish of the year. You got to be pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Whenever you can lead some laps and really be able to showcase what you got on some final restarts, and obviously kind of walked away from us. Cole was pretty much a dominant car all race, and real race with him for the lead at the end of one of those deals was pretty good. I want to do that some more. I want to win some races, so still got some work to do, but definitely some good progress and some good momentum heading into this weekend.
Man, you are killing the top 10 right now at finishes. I mean, you started off with that great run at Daytona, finished 5th, then a 10th place at Atlanta. Really the only two stumbling blocks, really one, to be honest with you. Las Vegas, 22nd. Other than that, just that one race outside of the top 10 at Texas Motor Speedway, you're just killing the top 10 right now.
Yeah, no, our team's been on it. The guys have been doing a great job giving us consistent stuff every weekend and really being able to go out and execute races. And like you said, it's been great to be able to go out there and have a consistent run. Really, the only races we've been outside of the top 10, and even some races we've been inside the top 10. Something's happened, or two of the times somebody spun on the inside of us, or you're getting somebody else's mess. So you'll have that. That's racing. But so far, I mean, being 4th in points early in the season like this is nice. It gives us a buffer to work on our cars and really be able to come on strong by playoff time.
Hey, Austin, this is Kirk. You made the Final Four last year. You got to Homestead with a chance to win the championship. You didn't win the title, but how will that experience, just making the top 4, help you when you get back there again?
Yeah, it's the goal for the season. You can't set your goal to win the championship. You got to make it to the Final Four in Homestead, and then it's that race that matters. So it's the race before the race, and it's however you can get there. So we're pushing really hard to be able to do that, and I think that's everyone's goal. I mean, there's a lot of good cars this year, and I've got to position myself earlier on this season to be able to get more playoff points throughout the regular season to help me throughout the playoffs, because I've done the playoff format twice now, once in the Xfinity Series and once in the trucks, and I've only had one playoff point going into the playoffs, and let me tell you, it's hard to claw your way up. So trying to help myself out earlier this year, and I think experience is starting to come through and being able to provide some of that. So hopefully we can continue that throughout the regular season, because that's really my main goal, and obviously position ourselves to be in a strong position by the time Homestead rolls around.
How different is managing the pressure once you got to Homestead last year versus any other race that you race at?
Homestead's a tricky track because it's so unique compared to anywhere else we go. So your mindset in practice and your mindset throughout the weekend has to be different, and then obviously managing your competitors, because you're only racing 3 other guys, so you don't really have to really beat anyone else. But at the same time, those are the 3 best guys in the series. So it's challenging, but it's a challenge worth taking, that's for sure.
Austin, you've driven. I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at everything that you've driven in your life, in your young life. How was the transition from all these other things that you've done to these heavy stock cars and the trucks, and now to the stock cars? How was that transition? Did it come naturally to you? Did it feel like it was just another piece? You just got it and drove it, or was there? Did you feel like you were kind of out of sorts a little when you first got in, or did it just come natural?
Yeah, so I've had a great opportunity in my career, like you said, to be able to drive so many things, in competitive formats and have some success and to be moving in the NASCAR side of things. And early on, I think my adaptability has definitely been able to jumpstart my stock car racing career and kind of help me move up as quickly as I had, and have some spurts of brilliance. And really, right now, it's been difficult because you're trying to hone in on the last 5% of getting the most out of your race cars every weekend and executing weekends. And I think that's something we've been able to do the last couple of weeks, and that takes time, that takes continuity, and those are all things that I have now, and it's coming in the way I want it to, and it's been a lot of fun. I love driving race cars, no matter what kind of race car it is. I'd still love to be able to do that throughout my career, however long that is. But NASCAR is obviously my focus, and to be able to make it to the top tier series is definitely an immediate goal of mine. So trying to build up the experience and the knowledge I can throughout my next couple of years to be able to position myself and that way would be huge. Yeah, love driving anything and everything with wheels.
Let me ask you this, because obviously Team Penske and everything they've done at Indy. When you were younger, did you think about, man, I want to drive at the Indianapolis 500? And with that, is that something that you would still like to do?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's such an incredible race. I haven't missed an Indy 500. I mean, I've got such a deep family history with that race and that type of racing, and I haven't missed an Indy 500 since I was 2 years old. And I plan on going to the Indy 500 again this year. We race Saturday in Charlotte, and I'll be there Sunday morning for the 500. So it's been cool to have that kind of as a family occasion between the four of us, my mom, dad, and my brother, and to really have part of that as our family history. Not only my dad being able to win it, but also on my mom's side, her family being able to win it as a team, and it's been really cool to be able to experience that. And yeah, it'd be cool to have some of my own history there, and but I don't think that's where my career path's heading at the moment. But it definitely be something that I want to do in the future if that opportunity ever came up.
What is the number one thing the captain has probably told you? Obviously, you've been around him your entire life. So, what is the best advice that you think that Roger Penske has given you?
I mean, if I think about when I was a lot younger, he taught me and my brother how to shake someone's hand right.
Right, with a firm grip, right? Yeah.
I think that's gone a long way, but no, to have someone like Mr. Penske, be your boss. I mean, he's someone that makes a room. He's someone that you listen when he's speaking, and it's been really cool to be able to have that experience with him throughout my life. And he gives any driver the tools they need to succeed, and if they don't have those tools, he makes sure you have them. So I'm very lucky in that regard, and being able to be positioned like that in this early in my career, and for me, it's just making the most of it and being able to give back to that type of an opportunity.
What's the proper technique in a handshake? Can you share that with us?
Just firm and look him in the eye, man.
That's right, firm and look him in the eye, right? Yeah.
Well, what about your dad? What's the biggest advice he's given you?
I don't know if there's one single thing. I mean, obviously being humble and asking advice, never being too proud to ask someone for advice, and that I think that's gone a long way in a lot of ways. I mean, this business is about relationships. It's such a small world, and I call it a business because it's so interconnected between so many different people. And but to have someone like my dad, a phone call away, and he obviously runs a very successful racing organization,
right.
and he knows what it takes for a driver, at least from his perspective, to make it, and he's able to give me advice on what to do and what not to do. Usually it's what not to do, and it's been pretty invaluable to have him in that type of a scenario, and really be able to position myself over other drivers that are at my age because of that type of an experience.
Yeah. After that great run at Daytona, you got to be looking forward to Talladega this weekend.
I think so. I think I learned a lot of things at Daytona that are starting to come more natural for me as far as super speedway racing. I didn't do too many super speedways really before. Actually, I didn't. I've only done them in trucks and Xfinity. So it's been a little challenging to get your bearings and trying to create your own destiny and predict what's going to happen. And I think that's the name of the game. So I don't think anyone's figured that out. But the guys who've honed in on it, like Brad Keselowski and Dale Earnhardt Jr., those guys have really been able to exploit and control races, and that's the goal in this type of format. So I feel like I'm starting to pick up on the right things, and it's all a mental thing, and it's all strategic on positioning with your car in the draft and between you and your spotters. So I think I'm honing in on what that takes, and I'm looking forward to trying out some more of that stuff in Talladega for sure.
The Fords and the Penske organization, they've really, really worked well together at these plate tracks, working together out on the racetrack. Are you more comfortable up towards the front during that race, or in the middle, or at the back, or do you have a preference what you like to do? Obviously, you got to be there at the end to win, right? But
yeah, no doubt. And the front's the safest place to be. There's less cars in front of you to crash, so
yeah, right.
It's definitely easier to control your destiny when you're in the lead. But as far as working together, I obviously don't have a teammate, and we've only got two other Fords in the Xfinity Series between the two cars at Stewart-Haas with Cole Custer and Chase Briscoe, and obviously those are really strong cars and good drivers. So we'll definitely be able to work together throughout the race. But we've definitely got a contingent of other teammates to be able to work around and try and work together. But it's a challenge, these races, and trying to, like I said, control your own destiny. And it's first part survival, making it to the end, and the next part it's about making the right moves to really get yourself in a spot to go through the dog leg and be first across the finish line.
Yeah. Well, Bub, we sure appreciate you taking the time with us here today on Track Talk. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll be pulling for you, and be safe out there, and good luck the rest of the way.
Awesome. Sounds great. Enjoy the race, guys.
All right, Austin. Thank you. Austin Cindric right there joining us on Track Talk. We'll be back with more in a moment. Stay tuned.